Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm so delighted you could join us this week. My intention in doing this show is to provide inspiration, insight, and comfort to people all around the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. And we have a whole bunch of callers on hold, so let's go right to the phones, and it'll be fun to see what their questions are and see what the answers are that we get from the spirits and beyond. So our first caller is Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Julie.
How are you, girl?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm terrific. Thanks.
I feel like your BFF at this stage.
Oh, please tell everybody where you're located.
I am in Oaxaca City in Mexico, but I'm from Ireland originally.
I know. We can tell. We can hear that magical accent of that Irishness, magic in your bones. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm really good. Just deaf in my right ear.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Why are you deaf in your right ear?
I don't know. That's why I'm calling. It's kind of been on and off the last month. And I've been to the doctor and got drops and it kind of cleared up. But in the last, I don't know, week or so again, it's sometimes it pops during the day, but then when I lie down at night again, it's like full. It just feels like there's all water, and now it's like itchy and sore, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Oh, poor baby. That's no fun. Did you go swimming in the ocean or something?
No, not at all.
Oh. Have you been in a pool?
Not even in a pool.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me get you on my radar, and we'll see what's going on and see if I can clear that up for you or help you anyways. How this works for those of you that are first-time listeners is I raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit, because we're all spirits attached to a body having a human experience. And when we're attached to a body, we vibrate more slowly simply because the body has mass. So I raised my vibrational level. And by the way, I learned how to do all this woo-woo stuff. I laugh, Karen, you know this, but yeah. I laugh at I'm not one of those psychics who's had dead people chasing her since childhood, or if I did, I didn't know what I would have done with that information. I didn't know what I would have done with that information. So I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to watch a laser beam come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama. And it's going to hook into Karen in Mexico. And then I'm going to have a hologram of her in my mind's eye. And it'll be as if I'm looking at an X-ray or a CT scan or an MRI. So, and then I'll identify something, and then some type of energetic healing will begin that I'm going to describe in detail. And Karen, by the way, the reason why I'm so descriptive about all of this is because if you can envision what I'm seeing, it's going to help integrate the healing into your body.
Yeah.
So that's
amazing.
All right. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam. And there's a lot of static on your end, so I'm going to mute you, and then I'm going to bring you back. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to mute you, see if I can, there's a lot of static on that coming in the Wi-Fi through Mexico. So here comes my laser beam. She'll still be able to hear me. Comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading south. All right, got you. Shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. I'm going to your right ear. Because time's sake on the show, I go to whatever you want me to check. When I have a whole hour with you, then we can do a broad brush stroke and do a deep dive. But I'm going to your ear. Okay, it looks like, this is going to sound disgusting. Are you ready? This is going to sound gross. But it looks like you have mold growing in your ear. Green mold.
Oh, my God.
Like kind of a mold. So what I'm doing is I'm roto-rootering it. Basically, imagine I've got this little tiny corkscrew that's tunneling through your eustachian tube. I'm coming from the outside in, and it's tunneling through your eustachian tube. And then it's all the way through. And now what I'm doing is I'm irrigating from the inside out to get all that junk out of there. And then I'm putting antifungal energy in there to help get rid of the fungal infection. See if you can get, let's see, let me find where you are here. I lost you on my dashboard. see if you can get, Karen, there you are. See if you can get them to prescribe an antifungal.
Okay.
Nasal spray. Nystatin is a good one.
Nystatin, okay.
Nystatin, Nystatin. So see if you can get your doctor to prescribe that and use that, and that will get rid of it. You got a little fungal infection growing in there. That's
so weird. Ugh. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling. I hope you feel better.
Yeah. Bye, Julie.
Bye. Take care. All righty. Let's go to Kate next. Hi, Kate.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, Julie.
Hi, girl. How are you? How are you doing?
Hi, Julie. I'm
Hello.
here. I'm from Philadelphia. Hello.
Hello. I got you.
Hi. I'm calling from Philadelphia.
Uh-huh. Great.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm calling about my son and daughter-in-law. They're trying to have a baby, and they're having difficulty. They already have one child, and my daughter-in-law, she's been told that she doesn't have many eggs.
Okay.
So they're doing some fertility work. I did get permission. She said it's okay to scan her.
Okay.
And they've been trying for 2 years. So I'm just wondering, what do you see?
All right. How old is your daughter-in-law? What's her name?
Her name is Dana, and she is 35.
Oh, she's a baby. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to you, Kate, and then from you to Dana, and I'll ask her permission if I can scan her, because I always ask permission if it's somebody else than the person with whom I'm talking, because it's an ethical thing with me. If somebody gives me their permission to scan them, I'm happy to. If they don't, I won't. I can, but I won't, because I don't think it's ethical. So here we go. Comes my laser beam, heading north to the city of brotherly love. Okay, got you. Got Dana. I watched the laser beam go from you to Dana. Got Dana. Dana, I'm talking to Kate. She's saying, I know, it's fine. Okay, good. Good job setting that up, Miss Kate.
Thank you.
Okay. So she has two babies' energies attached to her energy field, Kate, and they look like little orbs that you'd see in a photograph. Have you ever seen maybe a family picture and there's a little orb in it? Most people think that that's just the lighting isn't right. And that's not it. It's a spirit. It's just that our digital cameras can snap, get the energy. They snap so fast. So she has two of them. They hang out over their right shoulder. And they're not twins. They're spaced out. You know how airplanes, when they're coming to land at night, they're spaced out. Their landing lights they're waiting for permission to land. So there's two of them there. So by the way, babies that attach to a mom's energy field, all babies attach to the mom's energy field before they're conceived. And babies that attach are either birth babies or they're adopted babies, both of them. So just to let you know that we can become a mom, you know that, in more than one way. So
and they're open. They are open to adoption also.
Okay, great. All right, I'm in her girly parts. I'm looking at her ovaries. And left ovary, let me see what we can do to generate some more eggs in there. Some of them are looking like they're expired. Eggs look like blonde caviar to me inside the ovary. And as I mentioned to Karen, our first caller, I'm very descriptive with what I'm seeing so that you can envision what I'm seeing, because it helps with the healing if the person can envision it. And when we're talking about another person, Kate, you're my sidekick. You're my magician's assistant here, helping with this. So you're helping with the healing by listening to what I'm saying here and envisioning it. All right. So I've got stem cell energy going into her ovary. Stem cell energy Kate looks like a light amber colored gel. It has sparkles in it, and it reminds me of Dippity Doo hair gel from the 60s and 70s, and has kind of a watery consistency to it. So there's a centrifuge that's spinning above her left ovary. Imagine a funnel cloud that's spinning. That's going to generate new eggs. All right, let me go over to the other side and see what's going on. Same thing there. So let's put some stem cell energy in there and see if we can regenerate some new eggs. These are all going to be her same DNA and everything. It's just going to give her more eggs. I'm going down the fallopian tube on the right side. The little tentacles at the end that catch the egg look a little worn. So I'm spreading stem cell energy on those. Get those back up. I'll do it on the other side as well. So hopefully that will help, and hopefully you'll have some new babies soon. So keep us posted and let us know how it goes. All righty. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Stay with us, everybody. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get more callers on. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show.
Welcome back. Let's go right back to the phones, and our next caller is Miyoshi. Hi, Miyoshi.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. It's been a long time.
I know it. Please tell everybody where you're calling in from.
I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta. I was just there yesterday in the airport, flying back from Columbus, Ohio. And I was up there for a funeral and a baby shower. So it was a long wait on Friday night. I spent an extra 6 hours there when I was trying to get up to Columbus. I was due at 6 p.m. and I arrived at 1:30 a.m. on Saturday morning. So I spent a lot of time in Atlanta in the last few days.
Well, it's a good thing you were inside the airport.
Exactly. That's right. It all worked well. So, well, do you have a question for me?
I do, and thank you for taking my call. I'm actually calling for my son. I don't know if you remember my son. He's the little boy that asked you if this was all voodoo. Remember that?
I do. That was a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Oh, gosh, it was longer than that. It was like 2016 or something like that. 2015 maybe. 15 or 16, I think. So it's been a minute.
Gosh. So is he grown and married now with kids?
No, he's not married. He is in the military, though. He is in Germany now.
Thank him for his service.
I definitely will do that. So I was calling to see if you could scan him for me.
Sure.
And he's been having some bouts of depression pretty badly here lately.
Oh.
And my first thought was, maybe what he's eating, because, they kind of go off the rails when when they're on their own, and just to kind of make sure that there's nothing else going on with him, because I know some of those, I know you talk about spores and all kinds of mold that will give you all these different symptoms, and also if you will scan his room, if you could scan the room that he's in.
Sure. Remind me of his name.
AJ.
That's right. I do remember, because we talked about him being in school. He was in school, and he was going back and forth. Yeah. Okay, yeah. It's coming back to me. When I scan somebody, I am in and out of different realities, so I don't remember all the details. I certainly remember you, and I certainly remember your son, but I don't remember all the details because I'm in and out of different realities. Plus, I talk to thousands of people a year, and my memory's only got so many brain cells in it. But when I was studying this stuff 30 years ago, Miyoshi, I remember my teacher telling me that she didn't remember all the details. If you prompt me, I can go back and recall it. But I thought, that is the weirdest thing I ever heard. And you know what? I do the same thing, and I tell all my students the same thing. And they tell me that they get the same situation as I do, that you don't remember all the details, just the little ones when you come back. Okay, here we go. Here comes my laser beam from you, heading across Interstate 20 for a couple of hours to Atlanta. All right, got you. And then where is he in Germany?
He's in Vilseck, Germany.
Where that? Yeah, I have no clue where that is. Okay, I'm just going to Germany.
About 4 hours from Frankfurt.
Okay, it'll find him. Okay, it's in the EU. It's on the continent, the European continent. It's heading over to Germany. My laser beam. It's so funny. It's like I'm watching it cross a map, of the world when it's going abroad, and across the map of the U.S. when it's domestic. All right, got him. Okay, AJ, I'm talking to your mom. I scanned you before. Is it okay if I scan you again? He goes, sure. Well, that was a good job with that, Mom. All right. Going there. What's with the depression? Yeah, he's got some mold going on, so I'm clearing that out. It's what he's eating and where he's living. He's living on base.
Yes.
Yeah. There's not a lot he can do with that. What I would do if I were you is I would send him an air purifier that he can put next to his bed and run it while he sleeps at night. See if he can do that. Is he in a barracks with bunk beds with a whole bunch of guys?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. He has his own individual room, and he shares a bathroom with, I think, one of the guys. Perfect. Order an air purifier. Be sure it's got a HEPA filter in it, and send that to him. And then tell him to eat a lot of broccoli if he can get it. He's probably limited into what he can eat based on what's in the mess hall, I would imagine. But if he has a choice, tell him to eat broccoli and blueberries and cruciferous vegetables, and that's going to help him detox. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Wonderful talking with you.
Likewise. Thank you so much for looking into him for me.
You bet. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Let's see who's next. Let's go to Mel next. Hi, Mel.
Hey, Julie. How are you?
I'm terrific. How are you?
I'm good. I am calling from Colfax, California.
All righty.
And I have a question about a dear friend that I've known since kindergarten. She just passed away last Thursday. She lived in, I know, very sad liver problem.
Sorry.
And we had another friend, one of her best friends, died last year, like to the date, and they were like literally soulmates, best friends and everything. So it's just kind of crazy. I just was wondering how she's doing, if she has any messages for me, because she knows I miss her terribly. Her name is Susan, and she was 55, and she was from the Bay Area, but then moved to Jasper, Missouri.
Oh, geez. Mel, I'm going to need to hold you over for the break. And I will talk to Susan, and then I'll pick you up on the other side.
Okay.
Everybody, you're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan show. Stay with us, and we'll be right back, and we'll see what Susan has to say from heaven for her friend Mel. So stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, we were talking with Mel from California about her friend Susan that passed. Mel, I got her on the line. When we think of a deceased loved one, all we have to do is think of them, and then we connect to their frequency of their spirit. Our heads are big satellite dishes. They receive and they transmit frequencies. So she is standing right next to you to the right. She was talking about, I think, does she have a son? Was she talking about her son or your son? Her son.
Her son.
Okay. All right. She's talking about her son, and she's saying her son's having a really tough time with this. Do you know her son well?
No, but she's told me all about him. His name is Alex, and he's having a really hard time. He's got a couple darling girls and a wife and stuff, and their marriage isn't doing so good. And I am very aware that Susan was having a really hard time with this. So
yeah. So what what I may suggest is get him a copy of my book, Angelic Attendance, What Really Happens as We Transition from This Life into the Next, and also get my children's books for his girls, for granddaughters, and it will help explain to them what happened with their grandmother, and hopefully that will help comfort them. It seems to do the trick with a lot of people, and many churches throughout the country give angelic attendance to people coming in to plan a funeral, including my parish, my home parish does. And they find that it really comforts the family. So you may want to give that a whirl.
I definitely will. It's a great book, Angelic Attendance. I definitely will. Does she have any messages for me?
Yeah, just to stay close to her son. She wants you to have a relationship with her son.
I sent him a message today, as a matter of fact. So,
Perfect. Okay, great. Thanks so much. Thanks for calling, Mel. Great to talk to you.
You too. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You too.
Let's go to Mary next. Hi, Mary.
Hello. How are you tonight?
Hi there. I'm well. How are you?
Oh, very, very well, and I'm so grateful to be able to call with a question. I'm in Minnesota, and I'm actually asking a question for my 95-year-old friend in the Redlands of California. And she and I talk every day, and she's had carpal tunnel pain for a really long time. And now it's just getting so bad, hardly can put her hearing aids in, and just all the burning and paining. So I wondered if there was anything you could do to scan her to help that pain, or had suggestions for her.
Sure. What's her name, Mary?
Her name is Terry.
Terry. Okay. I'm going to connect to you in Minnesota, and then my laser beam's going to boomerang back to California, to Redlands, California, which I know where that is. It's between LA and Palm Springs. So I know I know several people that went to the University of Redlands there. So I know where it is. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, beautiful.
From my laser beam, heading up to you in Minnesota. Got you. Okay, it's coming back southwest into Redlands. All right. Got that. Got Miss Terry. Terry, I'm talking to Mary. She wants me to scan you energetically. Would that be okay? Do I have your permission? She goes, sure. Okay, good. Everybody's accepting tonight. This is great. Usually it's little kids that say no, which is hilarious. And even if even if babies say no, I won't scan them, because I think it's an ethical thing that, it's their prerogative whether they want to be scanned or not. Okay. So what I'm doing, the energy went to her right wrist first, Mary. Does that one seem to be bothering her more than the left? Do you know?
I don't know. I know she just has complained about it. So,
yeah. So what I'm watching is the procedure that they do with the scope. It's not a very complex procedure. Has she been to the doctor and they just don't want to operate on her because she has other medical issues, or?
Yeah, I think over the years they have suggested operations, but she really does not like to do that, and she has done physical therapy, but now she can't go to physical therapy anymore, so she's just in pain.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully this will help. And I've put anti-inflammatory energy on it too. Inflammation looks like red fog on body parts, Mary. And so anti-inflammatory energy to me looks like kind of a royal blue color, the kind that you'd see in those refreezable ice packs that you can get at the doctor's office or the drugstore. And so I've added some anti-inflammatory energy to hopefully help lessen her pain. And then I watched a procedure happen that emulated what they would have done in the operating room. I'm an inventor of surgical devices sold throughout the world, and so I was in that industry for decades, and I have been in, I can't even tell you how many surgeries. And now I know why, because when I watch these healings that emulate the surgeries that I witnessed in person, I know what they're doing. I know what Spirit's doing. So hopefully that will give her some relief.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
What a good friend you are to call in. You're such a good friend to call in for her.
Oh, I'm happy to do that. And thank you for taking the call.
Okay. You bet.
All right. Thank you.
Care.
Good night. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Let's go to Ludi. Hi, Ludi. Hi, Ludi. Are you there? Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you, Julie?
I'm wonderful. Thanks. Please tell everybody where you're located.
Right now, I'm in Pennsylvania.
Okay. All right. Terrific. Got a question for me?
Yes, I'm actually calling in regards to my aunt. She had a fall 6 weeks ago, and she fractured her kneecap. So she was in rehab for almost a month. She just went back home on Sunday. So I was trying to see if you can give her a scan and all your healing and your good energy for her to recover faster. Because
Sure. Where is she, Ludi?
She is in New Jersey, South Jersey.
Okay, and what's her name?
Her name is Ita. I-T-A.
E-T-A?
Ita.
Ita. Okay. All right. You're kind of coming in and out with the connection. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect into you in Pennsylvania, and then it's going to go from Pennsylvania to Jersey. So here we go. Connect into you. Got you. Going to Ida in New Jersey. All right. Got her. Ida, I'm talking to your niece, Ludi. Is it all right if I scan you energetically? Yes. We are 4 for 4 tonight, you guys. This is great. All right. Here we go. So she fell and broke her kneecap, and she's still in the hospital. Is that what you were saying?
She just went home Sunday. They discharged her from rehab on Sunday, so she's home.
They're going to discharge her from rehab. Okay. All right. Did they put a new knee in?
They didn't.
You're cutting out. I'm unable to hear you. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a healing, and you'll be able to hear me on the playback when you download the podcast. That's what I'm trying to think of. See, I'm in and out of different realities, so my English speaking brain is connecting with the woo-woo brain here. All right. So the energy went to her right knee. What I'm watching is I've put stem cell energy in it to help regenerate all the tissues and bone. I've got stem cell energy on the incision to help that heal, and hopefully that will help your aunt. So thanks for calling, Ludi, and I hope your aunt heals quickly. All right, let's go to Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm doing well.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm calling from New Orleans.
New Orleans.
And I know you're in. Yes, ma'am.
I have friends. We have friends from New Orleans that are coming up this weekend to spend the weekend with us, so that should be fun.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well, they'll have probably the same weather that they're having here, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, good.
Yep. Thank you for taking my call. I have a question about my dog. He is an Australian cattle dog, and he's about 5.5 years old. And he whines an awful lot. I think he's happy. I'm not sure if maybe there's something internally going on with him. So I wanted to see if you could possibly scan him for me.
Sure. What's his name, Michelle?
His name is Bronson.
Bronson?
Yes.
Oh, he kind of sounds like a movie star dog with a name like that. Bronson.
He surely is vocal.
He just whines like all day and all night, or what? Just at night, or what?
When I come in from work, he'll start whining. So I'm like, oh, he missed me. So I'll play ball with him and interact with him, and then like in the house, just whine. They're like, why are you whining? I don't know if he wants attention. He doesn't like anything's hurting him. Maybe he's just vocal.
Interesting. I can hear him in the background. Is that him?
Yes,
okay.
Yes,
all right.
And I'm trying
We're
to get away from him.
We're going to need to take a quick break. And so I will talk to Bronson during the break. Stay with us, everybody. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan show, and I'll be right back after the break. Welcome back, everybody. We were talking with Michelle from New Orleans before the break, and we were talking about her movie star dog Bronson and trying to figure out why he whines. So I had a little chat with him over the break. Michelle, he's just acting like a toddler. He's just acting like a toddler. He's fine. He's not in pain.
That's great.
He's not. He just wants your attention. And, like toddlers that whine, they're like, oh, Mom. And you go, don't whine. Stop whining. And it's just, he knows that if he whines, you're going to pay attention to him. So, I don't know. Talk to a dog trainer about that.
Exactly.
I don't know what to tell you
I'm glad that there's nothing inside going on and that he is happy and, that he's just getting my attention. That's what he wants.
That's what he wants. I said to him, can you stop whining? I said to him, can you stop whining? He said, well, why? It works. Those were his exact words to me.
Oh, my goodness. Why am I not surprised? Well, then that means I have to step up the game and put, more rules, more boundaries.
Yeah, good luck with that. I don't know. If you give him a treat when he's whining, that's going to reward him. But I don't know. Good luck with that, girl.
Exactly, and then he'll do it to get the treat. I'll try. But thank you, Julie. I appreciate you taking my call.
Welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for calling. Take care. Bye. Let's go to Lily next. Hi, Lily.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. Where are you located?
I'm calling from Rancho Cucamonga, California.
All right. I know it well.
And I wanted to ask, I've been actually trying to, I don't know if it's called talking to my angel, guardian angel, or getting their attention. I've tried asking for their presence for a while now, and I can't seem to get anything. I want to know, if my guardian angel is, what their name is, male, female, if they're there when I call.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. They're there all the time. And so let's talk about what I got your guardian angel's name was Sebastian. That's what came in when you said, what's my guardian angel's name? The thing about spirits, Lily, is that they don't have a gender. Spirits are just energy. And we equate a gender with a name like Sebastian. I think of a male. And it's okay for us to refer to a spirit as a male or a female because it helps us understand it in our human comprehension. It's a frame of reference for us. So that works fine. If you want to do that, if you want to call Sebastian. To talk to Sebastian or any other spirit, all you have to do is just say something either in your head or aloud, and they're going to answer you, and it's going to feel like a thought in your head coming in. And it's going to come in within a second, as fast as you can snap your fingers. If you think about it for more than a second, that's going to be your brain talking to you. So all you have to do is say something, and then they're going to respond. And Spirit's always going to give you the correct answer. How applicable it is going to be based on how you ask the question. For instance, if you say, hey, Sebastian, am I going to enjoy the movie? And you get a yes that comes into your head right away. And you're watching some movie tonight and it's atrocious. And you're thinking, Sebastian, what is up with that? You told me I'd like the movie. Well, you weren't specific enough. If you'd asked the question, Sebastian, am I going to enjoy watching Gone with the Wind on Turner Classic Movies tonight on Netflix or on Turner Classic Movie on the satellite dish? See how specific that is? So they're always going to give you the correct answer. So you want to be really specific when you're asking a question, especially if you're looking for advice. The other thing is your angels and our spirit guides and our deceased loved ones are not going to interfere with our lives, but when you ask them to get involved, they're happy too.
Oh. Can you ask my guardian angel, do they, like when I ask for their presence or to show themselves, have they been, and maybe I'm just not seeing it?
They are with you all the time. Your guardian angel is with you all the time. And so what came in was for you to look for synchronous numbers, like 111, 777, 1111,
I see that
whatever,
daily.
something like
all
that.
the time.
That's their sign. That's their sign to you that they're close by and you're in alignment with your spirit.
Huh.
So
it's
good
funny
job.
Yeah, I tell my husband that, and I'm like, he goes, it's just in your head. It's because you're looking for it. I'm like, no, because every time I look at because I work full time, so I'll look at the time, and it's always 111. I see 111 very, very often.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like a common number that I see on it. It's just weird how even if you look for it, that I always tell them, I go, there's just no way that I see those double, triple digits, 4 numbers constantly.
Right. So that's your guardian angel and your spirit letting you know you're in alignment with your spirit. And when we start doubting it and we say, oh, I'm not hearing anything, or they're not communicating in a way that I'm able to process it or whatever, you're not going to hear them because you're out of alignment, because you're based in fear. So spirit's pure love. So when you feel neutral or good, you're in alignment. When you feel badly, you're out of alignment. The key is when you feel badly and it's something that's going to hurt or kill you, change the conditions. Everything else is fake. And so go back and ask, is this going to kill me in the next 2 minutes? I call it the 2-minute rule. And if it is, get out of the street before the bus runs you over.
Yeah.
If it's not, it's fake. But by asking that question, what happens, Lily, is curiosity is based in love, because curiosity is fun. You want to know more. It's interesting. So it gets you back in alignment. And it's pointing out a limiting belief that's false, based in an irrational fear that's false. And when we try and control something that's false, what happens is nothing changes because we're trying to control something that doesn't exist. So it doesn't work. And so just ask yourself, use the 2-minute rule. Is this going to kill me in the next 2 minutes? And if it is, great. If it's not, then, if it is, great, change the conditions, get out of the street. Not great, it's going to kill you.
No,
but
I know.
Get out of the street before that bus runs you over. But our spirit guides and our angels are with us all the time.
Every day.
And just ask for their help, and they'll give it to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I will, definitely.
All righty. Well, thanks so much for calling, and good luck talking to your angel. Everybody, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get more callers on the phone and see what their questions are. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show, so stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. We will go to the phones here in just a second, and just wanted to remind you that we do this show every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. The call-in number is 712-775-7035, and the access code is 483620#. This information is available on my website, AskJulieRyan.com, and in the show notes, anywhere you download podcasts. We're also on YouTube and Alexa. And please remember to subscribe, tell your friends and family about the show, tell them they can call in and ask a question, and it's fast and fun and free. That's how I describe it. And please remember to leave a review at ratethispodcast.com/Julie. Again, that's ratethispodcast.com/Julie. And then you'll be entered into a drawing for a free 1-hour session with me, valued at a couple $100. And so we do a winner every month. The first Thursday of every month, I pick a winner, and then they get a free session. So we can talk about whatever you want. We can talk about your deceased loved ones, your dog that's whining a lot, your guardian angel, we can do medical stuff. We could do past life stuff. That's really fun because, I am a buffet of psychicness, so we can do it all. Call-in details can also be found on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest at Ask Julie Ryan. All of my social media is at Ask Julie Ryan, and we'll post the call-in details every week on the day of the show. And if for some reason I'm not doing a show, which is about 3 or 4 times a year because I'm traveling usually, or perhaps I'm on vacation, we'll post a note that says we're not doing a show tonight, so you'll know all about that too. While you're on AskJulieRyan.com, be sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter, and that's a question somebody has submitted, and then I answer it in a blog, and we also have all this call-in information there. So I'm trying to make it easy on you guys to have the call-in information handy. You can also schedule an appointment with me at AskJulieRyan.com and sign up for my class. My July class started last week. It's a blast. We have 12 fabulous students from all over who are in this class. October's full. January is more than half full. I limit it to 12 people, and January has 7 already. So if you're thinking about wanting to learn how to do all this woo-woo stuff that I do, remember I learned how to do all this stuff. If you're thinking about that and you think you want to sign up for the class, then go ahead and sign up for January. By the way, there's a 6-month interest-free payment plan if you need that. And go ahead and check that out. So everything you need is at AskJulieRyan.com. All right, let me put on my glasses so I can read this week's question. It comes from Danielle, and Danielle lives in Indian Rocks Beach, Florida. Never heard of that. I have no idea where it is, but I love it when I hear about new towns. Indian Rocks Beach, Florida. She said, "Hi, Julie. I'm super interested in spirituality, and I'm blown away by you." How cute was that? "I suffer from what I think is an eating disorder," and she put in parentheses, "extreme addiction to sugar, and experience infertility. Are the two related? Can you help? Thank you, Danielle." And here's my response. "Hi, Danielle. Thanks for your kind comments. Regarding your sugar addiction, welcome to the club. Most of us have an addiction to sugar, and I, in particular, have an enormous issue with it. So much so that I completely gave up eating sugar over 2 years ago because I couldn't control it. I tried for all my life, and I couldn't control it. I'd be in front of a plate of cookies, and I'd go, okay, I'm just going to have one. And then I'd eat 15, and I'd say, what the heck did I just do? And then I'd crave more. So it just didn't work. I had to give it up. Statistics show the average American adult ingests 22 teaspoons of sugar a day, while children eat a whopping 34 teaspoons of sugar a day. And if you figure in a can of pop, soda pop, it has 10 teaspoons of sugar. In the regular the unsweetened has artificial sweeteners, but in the regular can of soda pop, it's got 10 teaspoons of sugar. So 2 cans of pop, and you're all the way up to this 22 teaspoons already. I went on to say the Cleveland Clinic suggests the following to break the sugar habit in 10 days. Number 1, make the decision to quit. That's what I did. I finally just said, I just have to stop this. Number 2, avoid all sugars and artificial sweeteners. That was interesting. I'm reading more and more about the artificial sweeteners just being a problem too, and that they mess up the insulin levels. Even though they're not real sugar and we think we're saving all these calories, it's still giving us an insulin spike. So avoid all sugars and artificial sweeteners. Drink unsweetened coffee or tea, and avoid all juices. It's just all sugar because you don't have any fiber from the fruit. So avoid all juices. Add protein to every meal. Eat only non-starchy vegetables. Include good fats at every meal. I like the Bulletproof Brain Octane oil. It's a highly refined coconut oil. Doesn't have any flavor, doesn't have any color. I use it as salad dressing. It's been the biggest game changer, you guys, for me in being able to stay off sugar for 2 years. Number 7, manage stress. Number 8, avoid gluten and dairy. And number 9, sleep. And they recommend 8 hours of sleep a night. Some people don't need 8 hours. Do whatever you need to do as far as your sleep, but be sure that you're getting enough sleep. Now, to your other question about sugar interfering with your fertility, the answer is absolutely. Stony Brook Medicine at the State University of New York says, when processed sugars are eaten, insulin levels spike and flood the body. For purposes of fertility, they can interfere with the process of egg maturation. I never heard that before. I thought that was interesting. They went on to say insulin and hormones that make egg cells mature are so chemically similar that when there's too much insulin in the bloodstream, the body confuses the insulin with the egg maturing hormones, causing the levels to lower. Have you guys ever heard of that? I'd never heard of that, but obviously their research is showing that. They went on to say consistent occurrence of this may cause the amount of maturing eggs to decrease and interfere with ovulation. Plus, when your hormone production is stunted, too much testosterone is released by the body, which can lead the woman to developing PCOS, that's polycystic ovarian syndrome, I think is what PCOS stands for, which can make conceiving difficult, end quote. I thought that was all really telling with the sugar. So I ended with, lastly, there is hope. If I can completely give up sugar after a lifetime of failed attempts, and that is really true, you can too. So if I was ever going to go off the wagon, it was at this luncheon after my friend Lisa's mom's funeral on Tuesday, because they had all these amazing desserts. Dessert, I always say, is my favorite food group. And they had Texas sheet cake. And I thought, doesn't mean I don't want the sugar. I don't eat it. Doesn't mean I don't want it. So when I see things like that, you'll hear me go, oh my God, look at that. That's so amazing. And I like to look at it and I think, I know it's going to be amazing, but I don't eat that anymore. And I don't. So good luck with that. I hope that helps you, and I hope you conceive. Okay, let's go back to the phones. And our next caller is Erin. Let me get Erin here. Hi, Erin.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm terrific. Thanks.
Good. Thank you so much for taking my call.
You are so welcome. Where are you located, my girl?
I'm in Berthoud, Colorado, which is in between Denver and Fort Collins. It's tiny.
Okay. Yeah. Terrific. You got a question for me?
I do. So I'm calling about my dog, Sheba. She's 13. And she's having a really hard time getting around lately. I know she's got some arthritis in her T-spine, and her back legs are starting to give out on her. And I just want to know, is she in awful pain? What does she need from me? This dog is my soulmate. I love her so much.
No.
And I am having a hard time meeting her because I'm so, emotional about it. So yeah. I need help knowing what to do for this girl.
Okay. What kind of dog is she, Erin?
She's a Rottweiler.
Rottweiler. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to you, and then I'm going to connect to Sheba. I love her name. I had a friend growing up that had a quiche hound named Sheba, and she was just like this fur ball. She was so cute. So that name brings back fond memories for me. And that dog could shed. Holy Moses. We'd
this
brush
girl
her.
Said cute.
Yeah, we would get
smell everywhere.
Oh, God, we'd get a whole, one of those paper shopping bags from the grocery store, like those Whole Food bags or a Trader Joe's bag. We'd get that full of fur, and we'd have it packed in there. You could stuff mattresses with that dog's hair. I digress. All right.
Think of all the bird nests that have been built with that.
Exactly. Right. Okay. Got you. Sheba, her back legs. Left one looks worse than the right. They're disintegrating. The bones. Yeah. All right. putting some stem cell energy into both. That's going to regenerate the bone and the muscles and all of that. It's like she's got osteoporosis. You know what we would say for a human woman.
Yeah.
It's like that's what it looks like. The bone's starting to disintegrate. So I'm doing that. Sheba, are you? She's in her body. She's not dying at the moment. So
no, not
that's
at all.
good.
No, I just want to be happy.
Yeah. Sheba, are you ready to go? No. How will Erin know when you're ready? Yeah. She's not ready to go. So just keep her in pain meds. Okay. Thanks for calling. Everybody, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get more callers on. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. Let's go back to the phones and see who's next. I believe it's Darla. Let's go to Darla. Hi, Darla.
Hi, Julie. Thank you so much for taking my call.
You are most welcome. Where are you located?
I am in Buckeye, Arizona.
Buckeye, yay! Like the Ohio State Buckeyes, my alma mater. How cute is that?
I should say the Buckeye, Arizona.
For the Ohio State University.
You got it.
My husband, Tim, always says, the Ohio State University of all kingdom come, hallelujah, whatever, which is hilarious. But I heard, I was in Columbus, as I was mentioning earlier, for this baby shower and then funeral. Same family, boy. Grandma dies and new babies due in the next week or so. So the old circle of life. But somebody told me that Ohio State tried to trademark the word "the," and they wouldn't let them. And I thought, well, at least they tried. You got to give them credit for trying.
You got to give them credit. What? If you don't ask, you don't know.
Exactly. Well, you got a question for me?
I do. I have. Well, if they're willing, I have both my parents and my oldest brother who passed over in the last 3.5 years, and they were my best friends, and I miss them terribly.
I bet.
So would love to, talk with them.
To chat with them. Yeah, absolutely. What were their names, Darla?
My dad was Jack D. Well, do you want last name?
Nah, just first name.
Okay, Jack, Bernice, or Mildred. It was really Mildred, but she went by Bernice, and Douglas.
Okay. Did you call him Douglas or Doug?
Doug.
Doug. That's what I figured. That's what I wrote. Okay. All three of them are standing next to you to your right. Our heads are big satellite dishes. You may have heard me say that earlier. And every spirit has its own frequency that it keeps throughout all of its lifetimes. So all we need to do to connect with spirit is just think of them, and it tunes our satellite dish head to their spirit's frequency, kind of like tuning your TV to the satellite dish. You do that with a channel, and it changes the frequency of the shows that are being broadcast. So do you have some questions for them? And we'll start the conversation.
Well, I obviously miss them terribly. There are times when I feel that they're with me, but Mom more, Dad not as much, and my brother not as much. So is there a way I can know when they're with me?
Your brother's telling me that he sits on the edge of your bed and sometimes he bounces, just like in the middle of the night. And he's messing with you. Do you feel that?
I've been asking for him to tell me when I can. I just talk to him all the time.
Great.
I toss and turn all night long. So I'm not a good sleeper, so I'll think of him now.
He's messing with you. Did he when he was alive? Did you guys growing up? Did you have that kind of a relationship where he was a
whipped cream fights? But he was.
There you go.
He and my parents are like my best peeps. So.
Yeah. He's sitting on the edge of your bed. Do you sleep on the right side of the bed? Like as you're laying in bed, is it the right side? As I'm looking at it at the foot of your bed, it would be the left side?
Yes.
Yeah, he's on that corner. He's showing me sitting on that corner near your foot as I'm facing the bed on the left side of the bed. And he's just messing with you. So, yeah, just ask him. So how you communicate with them, Darla, is you just say something to them, as I mentioned earlier, either aloud or in your head. And they're going to answer you within a second as fast as you can snap your fingers. And if you think about it for more than a couple of seconds, that's going to be your brain talking to you. And be specific if you're looking for advice, because, they're very literal. So you want to do that as well. Your mom is, she's showing me an apron, one of those aprons that just goes around the waist. Mm-hmm. Do you have an apron of hers that just goes around the waist? Okay. And she's saying it's in your drawer at the bottom of the drawer, but get it so where you can reach it, because she wants you to wear it. Do you like to bake?
I love to bake. That is.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. She's talking about that. She's talking about wear her apron when you bake, and then it'll feel like she's there with you. Okay. Yeah. She says she's talking in your ear because sometimes you don't like to follow the recipes and you like to get a little daring and change up the ingredients a little bit. Oh. So she's talking in your ear about what's going to work and what isn't. Do you like to do that when you bake?
I follow the rules pretty much, but I'm starting to get more adventuresome.
All right. That's her whispering in your ear. As far as your dad likes to sit in the passenger seat when you drive. He says you have a tendency at times to drive like a maniac when you're running late. So he's there, and I think we all do. And he's saying that he's there to keep you calm. Okay. He's talking about you do. You can as well.
Okay.
We're not talking about your husband. He's busting your chops here. So he sits in the passenger seat, and your brother sits behind you and makes faces at you in the mirror, and your mom is behind your dad in the back seat.
Okay.
So they ride around with you a lot.
Okay. Well,
that's what they're telling me. So they're around you a lot. They know what's going on. Just talk to them. The more you do it, Darla, the more you do it, the more information's going to come in. It's that first thing, boom, within a second. The more validation you get for that, the more you're going to trust it. The more you trust it, the more second nature it's going to be. And then it's just going to be like having a conversation with them.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Julie,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Take care. Also, have you read my book, Angelic Attendance?
Oh, I read it and never moved until I finished it.
Oh,
awesome.
Wonderful.
So I knew my mom was with my brother, so that was good.
Yeah, good. Please leave an Amazon review. You and anybody listening, please leave an Amazon review because it'll help others find this information, especially when they're in most need of comfort. So it really helps others. Thanks for calling, Darla. Take care.
Thank you, Julie.
Alrighty.
You too. Take care.
Bye. Bye-bye. Stay with us, everybody. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get some more callers on. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. Welcome back, everybody. Let's go to the phones, and our next caller is Nora. Hi, Nora.
Hi. How are you?
I'm well. I love your name.
Oh, thank you.
Are you named for somebody?
Well, the story I got was my mom had a best friend named Norma, but ended up with Nora. So.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's old-fashioned, and I love it. Very pretty. Very pretty. Where are you located, Miss Nora?
In Henderson, Nevada.
Oh, yeah. Outside of Las Vegas. I know it.
Yeah.
I have a friend that lives there. It's beautiful. Looks like Southern California to me. Looks like Orange County. I think the same really builders came over. Well, it's the desert in the middle of the summer. It's supposed to be hot.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, welcome to the show. Do you have a question for me?
Well, I just want to say one thing first. You're amazing. I don't want to cry, but I just found out about you about a week ago, and I've already got 3 of your your books, and I got the one each of the angel messages for kids and the dogs.
Oh.
I already sent one to my sister. And, so I just love and thank you for the work that you do. I appreciate it very much.
Oh, you're going to make me weepy, girl. Thanks so much for calling in and for reading the books. The Angel Messages for Cats just went to the illustrator. I wrote that and
goodness.
I got it approved.
I gotta have that. Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna get that. I own a cat, so
it's really cute. I never had a cat, but I was getting grief from people who are cat lovers, going, "Okay, you got one for dogs, you got to do one for cats now." So I did, and I consulted with some cat lovers to get some intel, get some stories about what they do. And I think my illustrator, when she wrote me back, she emailed me back. She's in Ireland, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to have fun with this one." I said, "I bet you will." So yeah, it'll be out for the holidays.
Okay, I'm getting it for sure.
Terrific.
But anyways,
well, you got a question for me? Yeah.
Yes. My father, I believe, is in phase 4 or 5.
Okay.
I get 5, but so I was wondering, this last year and a half, I feel like, does he have a karmic relationship that he has to go through with my sister? And I would like to be present when he passes.
Okay. Karmic relationships. I have a different take on that, Nora, than most people. Karma is, we come in each lifetime with things that we want to explore. We choose where we're born, when we're born, to whom we're born, so our lives can have a basic trajectory to set us on a collision course, basically, with what it is we want to explore. And as far as karmic relationships, also known as a soulmate relationship, everybody we know in our life is a soulmate. Our parents, our siblings, our friends, our spouses, our children, everybody. The checkout clerk at the grocery store that we see when we go to get our groceries, they're all soulmates. They're just assuming different roles. It's kind of like we're all actors in a play. In each lifetime, we assume different roles. So having to fulfill a karmic debt or something, I don't buy that, because you can't get anything wrong in our lifetimes, because there's always a way to expand and explore. So no matter what you choose, it's kind of like I was talking about, I was in Columbus last weekend, and I left Birmingham and I flew to Atlanta, and I was supposed to be in Columbus at 6. I got in at 1:30 in the morning. Well, I still got to Columbus, not in the way I thought I was going to get there, but I still got there. So that's kind of how life is. We can't make a mistake. It's all an exploration. And there are ways to get to the same end result that we're creating. We're just taking perhaps a circuitous route. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the short answer to that long explanation there is we never have a karmic debt that we have to fulfill. And if we want to continue to expand and explore the same topic, we can come back a whole bunch of lifetimes, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, because time doesn't exist in the spirit world. Time is a human creation. And that's hard for us to wrap our human brains around. What do you mean time doesn't exist? But it doesn't. So 100 lifetimes, perhaps, of 100 years apiece may not even be a blip on the radar screen in the spirit world.
Okay.
So I agree with you. Your dad is in phase 5. Good job on that. What we're talking about, for those of you that are unfamiliar, the phases of transition, there are 12 phases we all go through, and it's how our deceased loved ones and angels and the spirits of our deceased pets are around us. And the configuration changes as we get closer and closer to death. as we start out, there's a circle of angels that surround us, and then that circle opens up into a horseshoe and eventually into a straight line. Everybody goes through it, whether we die instantly, like in the case of a homicide or suicide, or whether it takes days, weeks, months to die, Nora. And so, again, time doesn't exist in the spirit world. So it's a blip, not even a blip, on the radar screen of going through these 12 phases of transition. The illustrations are on my website, AskJulieRyan.com. And if you have a loved one that you think is dying, and Nora, it sounds like you're doing this, all you have to do is go look at those illustrations and then just ask Spirit, what phase of transition is my dad in? Yeah. And you got a phase 5. Obviously, and then you go look at the illustrations. And so you'll see that there's a horseshoe configuration of angels, and there's a spirit bubble. Your dad's spirit is hooked onto the top of his head in a bubble configuration. It reminds me of a cartoon caption bubble, where the words of the cartoon character are. And so, do you have questions for him, Nora? Can he communicate with you?
I would like to be present when he transitions.
Okay. Have you told him that? Have you told him that?
No.
Okay. Can he communicate with you? Can he hear what you're saying? Does he understand it?
Oh yeah. He's very much alive. Very much coherent.
Okay. So tell him. Say, Dad, I really want to be with you when you go. Because we all decide where we go, when we go, who's with us when we go, and what the circumstances are. And so just tell him. Say, Dad, I'd really like to be with you when you die. So don't leave without me being here, please. And if he does, that's his prerogative to make that decision, and trust that he's doing it for his best interest and your best interest. So sometimes our loved ones leave when we're not in the room with them, and we suffer over it because we think, oh my gosh, I wasn't with them. And especially with this COVID stuff, so many people weren't able to be with their elderly parents that were in nursing homes or hospitals. And so trust that it's all working out perfectly. If you're not with him when he goes, Nora, that's because he thinks it's going to be better for you and easier for you if you're not with him. So trust that he's making all these decisions in your best interest and in his best interest. But I would let him know.
Okay. Does he have anything he wants to say to me?
But he can talk to you now? Yeah. Just talk to him.
Can you scan him and then maybe see if he has something?
I'm unable to scan somebody whose spirit's out of their body, because the spirit is the energy source for the body. And that's why when the spirit and the body separate, when somebody dies, their body doesn't work anymore because it's unplugged. And likewise, when I try and scan somebody who their spirit is out of their body because they're dying, it's still attached to the top of his head. But when he's out of his body, I'm unable to scan him simply because it's like trying to look at an X-ray in a pitch black room without any electricity. It's just going to all look black. I don't have any. So we can ask him the questions I always ask when somebody's dying. Are you ready to go? He's saying no. Are you in pain? Yes. What do you need? More pain meds? Is he in pain? Does he seem to be in pain?
Mentally, yes, with my sister that's going on. Yeah.
Physically?
Physically, I believe he has a break in his chest area and his lower body area. And his aura is,
so he's in a ton of pain.
He is, but he doesn't say, or he won't say he is.
Is he on medication?
No, he doesn't take medication, doesn't go to the doctor. He's not, he doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't want to, So that's why I believe that he is, he's in these phases. That's why it touches my heart so much that I read this book and it just resonated with me so much.
Yeah, good. All right, you may want to get hospice involved, just so that they're on standby if the pain gets really crazy and he needs some help. I would call in hospice and hang in there. Just keep asking, what phase is my dad in? You'll get it, and then look at the illustrations, and that'll help you get through this. Okay, Nora, hang in there, girl.
The way,
Thanks for calling. I'm going to need to run to break. Everybody, stay with us. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show, and when we come back, we'll get some more callers on. Nora, thanks for calling, sending you lots of love. Welcome back. Let's go to the phones, and our next caller is Aileen. Hi, Aileen.
Hello. Hi. I'm so excited.
Well, good. I am too. Welcome. Where are you located?
I am in the Jersey Shore, New Jersey, Jersey Shore.
Okay. Terrific.
Yeah.
Great time of year to be down there. Hope you're enjoying it. Terrific.
Yes,
you got a question for me? Great.
Yes, I do. I do have a session booked with you in October, but I have an acute situation going on here, so I'm grateful that I got my call in.
Okay.
Just like your first caller, I have lost most of my hearing in my right ear. I have eustachian tube dysfunction. Now it's pulsating, tinnitus. Nasal spray, the steroid nasal spray has not helped for months. Nothing's helping. My teeth hurt on that side too, my throat. It's just, most of my hearing's pretty much gone in the one ear though, in my right ear, yeah.
Does it feel like it's plugged? Does it feel like it's plugged up, Aileen, or does it feel like it's
it
just
feels
really
muffled? Yes, it feels plugged up, muffled, and it does sometimes feel hot, and sometimes does kind of like you feel a heartbeat in it as well. And the pain comes and goes. Right now, the pain's at maybe a 4, but it sometimes I need to take Advil, and the nasal sprays are not helping.
You need an antifungal nasal spray. I'm already in your head while you were talking, just for time's sake. Get an antifungal nasal spray. They've got one called Nystatin, Nystatin, like New York and Staten Island. Nystatin.
And do you know the cause of the mold or the fungus? Like what the root cause would be? Is it my house or? Because I didn't swim.
Well,
I didn't. Yeah.
I was just going to say, do you live down there year round, or you're just there for the summer, or what?
Oh yeah, I live here. Yep, I live here year round. Yep.
Okay. Well, you're at the shore. You're at the beach, so it's moist.
Right.
My guess is you. Did you have damage from Hurricane Sandy?
I didn't. Thank gosh. No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay. I know a lot of buildings did, and chances are you're in and out of them. So get an antifungal. Get a book called Toxic, 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 by a physician named Neil Nathan, MD, and read that. And that's going to help you. But in the meantime, you need an antifungal nasal spray to help get rid of the mold.
My car might be moldy.
Maybe.
Yeah. So it's an antifungal. So that makes sense why the steroid spray was just not helping me at all.
Not helping. And they'll put you on antibiotics, and those don't help either. They just whack your gut.
Oh, certainly
but they don't get rid of the fungal.
Help. Yep, didn't help.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah. So you need an antifungal. So I hope that helps. Okay, I hope you feel better.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All righty, let's go to Kelly next. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Are you there? Hello. Okay, let's go to Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn.
Is this Carolyn from 203?
This is Carolyn from 203.
Hello, very cool. Thank you so much. How are you, Julie?
I'm well, thank you. I've just got a couple minutes left. Where are you located, and you got a question for me?
Yeah, I'm in Eastern Connecticut, and I have a question about infection in my 2 ankles. The right one went away and then returned again, and then I have one on the left now that's really bad, and it's been around for like a month, and it's causing like shocks, bolts of nerve pain that goes up sort of up the leg, and mostly just when I wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom or something, but then I can't go back to sleep. So I was wondering if you can kind of figure out what's going on there and what, if anything, I can do for this nerve pain.
Yeah, it went to your right ankle first.
Yeah.
And Carolyn, I'm in there. What I got was it's a staph infection, and they don't have you on the right antibiotics. You need to be on either a gram-negative or a gram-positive. Whatever you're on is not the right. I'm
not taking any antibiotics because I'm anti-antibiotics.
Yeah, you need to be on antibiotics for this one because it has the potential to go into sepsis with you, is what I'm getting. So You need to go ahead and get it tested. I'm getting it's a staph infection, and get on some antibiotics. Be sure and tell them you want nystatin or an antifungal to take at the same time so it doesn't mess up your gut totally. But do that, and then if God forbid it goes into sepsis, which it's has the potential to do. I'm getting that, Carolyn. You want to have this information handy. Google my name and Paul Marik, Marik, MD.
Okay.
Julie Ryan and Paul Marik, MD. I wrote a blog on him. He's got a cocktail to be used for sepsis, which is vitamin C and vitamin B, thiamine, and steroids, and it knocks out sepsis. Sepsis is really deadly in a lot of cases. So you want to have that cocktail handy for your doctors if, in fact, it goes there. But you need to be on antibiotics. I'm putting antibiotic energy into both ankles right now. Antibiotic energy.
How about doxycycline that just got ordered today by a nurse?
Is doxycycline going to work? Yes, it will. You may need to take a couple rounds because you got a pretty good case of it.
Okay.
And I can tell it's a bacterial infection, Carolyn, because it's hot pink energy is the antibacterial energy that gets applied like fuchsia, more pink than
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got a big old bacterial infection going. So you need to get on the antibiotics to get that.
Okay.
Is what I'm getting.
Okay. Yeah, this nurse told me to wait till Sunday and see if it was doing better, but you're really saying I should go on the antibiotics right away, right?
You need to be on it, sooner than later. And I hope that helps.
Okay, and how about the pain? Is there anything?
All righty, everybody. That's it for this week. Thanks so much to everybody that took the time to call in. There's a whole bunch of callers I didn't get to. Please call back next week, and I'll do my best to get you on. For those of you that are listening, thank you for listening. Please leave a review. RateThisPodcast.com/Julie, just Julie. And sending you lots of love from Sweet Home, Alabama. Mwah. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll talk to you next week.
Be sure to follow Julie on Instagram and YouTube at Ask Julie Ryan, and like her on Facebook at Ask Julie Ryan. To schedule an appointment or submit a question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.
This show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be medical, psychological, financial, or legal advice. Please contact a licensed professional. The Ask Julie Ryan Show, Julie Ryan and all parties involved in producing, recording, and distributing it assume no responsibility for listeners' actions based on any information heard on this or any Ask Julie Ryan shows or podcasts.